Oh, yes, sushi time. Ooh, avocado.
Oh, did you just eat wasabi? It's a lot of beads of sweat happening here. Are you okay?
Yeah, why?
Because you're acting weird.
Because you're acting weird. Why? Why?
Introducing Poker Central, the world's only 24/7 poker network. Exclusive tournaments, celebrity showdowns, and the best poker faces on the planet. Poker Central, coming October 1st.
Now, who better to tell us more than Simon Applebaum, host of the Tomorrow Will Be Televised podcast?
Thank you, Brian and Melody, and hello, everyone. First, some news notes, and this one has a late-breaking twist. You probably know by now that Comedy Central brings back The Daily Show tonight at 11 o'clock with Trevor Noah, the new host, substituting for Jon Stewart. What you might not know is that Viacom, the parent of Comedy Central, has decided to make simulcast available. So if you're watching MTV, VH1, Spike TV, Nick at Night, you will get The Daily Show's opening episode tonight, commercials included. And a big story you can watch out for tomorrow, Google is expected to announce Chromecast 2.0, its first revision and upgrade of that plug-in device that makes your TV set smart. It's going to be happening at a press event in San Francisco, along with other projects that Google will be announcing. And this is the first time Google's upgraded its device since coming out with it over 2 years ago. As Brian and Melody mentioned, that with all those wonderful references to Maverick and the Cincinnati Kid, there's a new television network that is going to be coming your way on October 1st. It's called Poker Central. Let's hear more and see more about what hand they've got.
Oh, yes, sushi time. Ooh, avocado.
Wait, did you just eat wasabi? Are you okay?
Totally.
You don't look great.
Think the avocado went bad.
You look real bad.
When does anyone ever look great? You look good.
Introducing Poker Central, the world's only 24/7 poker network. Exclusive tournaments, celebrity showdowns, and the best poker faces on the planet. Poker Central, coming October 1st.
We can't tell you if Poker Central, when it launches on Thursday, will be on any of the Brooklyn cable systems of Verizon Fios here in New York. We can tell you that Amazon Fire TV will carry it starting on launch date. And one more thing before we turn it back to Brian and Melody. Remember Best Time Ever with Neil Patrick Harris premiered 2 weeks ago? Well, on tomorrow night, it was supposed to run on NBC right before The Voice. But guess what? Because the ratings for last week's episode was up by 17%, at least this week, NBC will continue to run the show at 10 o'clock after The Voice. And by the way, if you haven't seen the show, trust me, the last few minutes, what they call the end of the show, has become must-see live TV.
Right.
I begrudgingly watched it. I sort of fell into it, and you can't turn away.
Really?
You had the pogo dancers in the first time, and then last week we had the trampoline artists who were absolutely incredible. They were like bopping up and over along with
all
Harris.
logic. Like it's like, what am I watching? And then it's half an hour later because they just keep piling on and doing all these crazy.
It's a talent act show, or
It's everything from
everything.
audience participation, stunts, celebrities, including Alec Baldwin, who last week was the guest announcer. You have the
wife.
Guest Lucky, where somebody can win thousands of dollars in prizes, including a new car. And then this end of the show, which has this incredible spectacle. It's like, can you top this week after week?
It's really the goofiest,
It's worth it.
crazy show that you've never seen. Like it just keeps going on and on.
You know, going back to the first segment
Yeah.
with the comptroller and just take it to the bank, two things popped up. One, hopefully other cities around the country will not wait to see how this flourishes here in Brooklyn and New York to try it out. I think it's a perfect example of what can be copied in other cities around the country. And secondly, it's a great example of what a smart TV app can be. You know, we talked 2 weeks ago about Apple TV 2.0 coming out next month with Airbnb involved, with Zillow, the real estate website involved. This is a perfect example of what you can do with a smart TV. Make this into an app that you can catch on a smart TV device or on a set from Vizio or Samsung or whoever.
Yeah.
Perfect thing for somebody maybe be at Big Apps, which is the New York City competition that helps develop apps for the smartphone, tablet, for the internet. Be a perfect, I think, theme to maybe make an app out of.
Yeah, do some good, not just sell soap. You could actually help impact communities.
Incidentally, one other thing, last night was the final night of CSI, and after 15 years on CBS, they decided to make the finale a 2-hour movie.
The original CSI?
The original CSI,
How many
after
are
hundreds
there
of
now?
episodes.
I heard they were bringing back original cast members and doing a whole...
They brought back William Peterson, the original star of the show. They brought back some of the original cast members. Anthony Zucker, the creator of the series, who is a great story in himself. Here's someone who is a Las Vegas person who had never done television, did some film scripts, and was able to sell this to Nina Tassler, who is now the outgoing president of CBS Entertainment. And 15 years later, he is celebrating the fact that this show has become a phenomenon. It's inspired many people to get into the forensic side of police work and opened up a whole new sense of storytelling, although some of the scenes were very, very graphic, some maybe over the line. But he did the show his way, and it was great to see that he began the show and he ended the show. When you put all the CSIs together, including CSI Cyber, which is coming back later this season on CBS,
are there?
850 plus episodes.
Really?
And they're going for 1,000.
How many offshoots are there?
You had CSI Miami with David Caruso, New York, which wasn't produced in New York, with Gary Sinise. Now you have Cyber, and of course the Mothership. And it's interesting how, like Law and Order, we have the parent or the mothership ends before some of the spin-offs at least live on.
All right. Well, I'm still waiting for My Good Wife to come back since they were...
It's coming back. It's
When
coming
is
back.
that?
CSI.
Later in the season. And also Alan Cummings, one of the stars of Good Wife, who's been nominated for several Emmys. He is working on a new pilot for Showtime.
So does that mean he's going to be leaving? Are we going to not have him on
Probably
The Good
not.
Wife?
You know, what's happening now is that when you see a lot of shows being green-lighted for cable or for Netflix, it's like a 10 or 13 episode order as opposed to The Good Wife or a broadcast network series, which is like 22, 24, 26. So it's possible for a co-star like Cummins, who has a certain supporting role on The Good Wife, to have a starring role if this Showtime pilot goes to series.
Yeah, we
which would
need
probably
you,
be
Eli.
2016, 2017 at the latest.
We need you, Eli. Don't go away. Melody's been on The Good Wife.
Just as an extra.
It's a great
Extra
show.
on. It's a great show. The crew is great. Everyone on it works so well together. I mean, it was a pleasure to watch that show being made.
And here's some nice news for you. Michelle and Robert King, who I've wanted to have on my program for years, ever since we started 8+ years ago, they are working on a new summer series for CBS that will come on next summer. And I hear that the plot is really, really good. And don't know if it's going to be produced in New York like Good Wife, but we can always hope.
So I know that you are excited about some things about diversity coming up this week. We were at the closing of Urban World Film Festival and brought some video back, but who are you seeing this week on the subject of diversity?
Well, Diversity Week is already underway at the Marriott Marquis with Women in Cable, and then NAMIC, which is the Cable and the TV Diversity Association, is going to get underway with their 2-day conference tomorrow. Norman Lear, the creator of All in the Family, Maude Good Times, will be speaking at lunch. Then on Wednesday, Spike Lee is a morning panelist, and also Eddie Huang, the inspiration for Fresh Off the Boat on ABC, is going to be speaking. One of the executive producers of Jane the Virgin will be on Wednesday. And also tomorrow, Cynthia Lopez, the outgoing head of the mayor's office on media entertainment, will be one of the morning keynotes. So they've really had some star power this year. And it's wonderful to see that Diversity Week is kicking off this whole set of conferences that'll be going from now until mid-November with Comic-Con, NYC Television Week, New York Television Festival, StreamyCon, which is brand new coming to the Javits Center, Halloween weekend, just on and on and on, what's going on in television. And it's great to see diversity is starting it off. And it's also tied in with Advertising Week, which also started today and runs all throughout New York City until
And the Urban
Thursday.
World Film Festival that
And I caught Urban World on Friday. I met Gabrielle, who had your show on Tuesday. It was a wonderful event on the red carpet. One thing I do wish is that they had this digital session on Thursday with people from HBO, with Latif Sonoda's Clyde TV, which is being positioned as the Netflix of multicultural television, Bob Johnson, the founder of BET, and unfortunately, press was not invited to that, unlike last year. And I hope that Urban World changes that policy for the press next year.
You heard him, Gabrielle.
Simon, thank you
Thanks for
so much
coming
for
by.
joining us, as
my pleasure.
always.